Are there any Harry Potter fans out there? Let's get it going. No better moderator for a beautiful redhead than another beautiful redhead. Please welcome Red.
Thanks for that. What's up, you guys? How are you? We were just having a big debate backstage. Do you like the word nerd better or geek? Nerd. I mean, a nerd. It's a good, strong word. I am bringing out a lovely lady that is far from a nerd. Her name is Natalia Tena. Give it up for her. Come on out, baby. We're going to have fun this hour, and there may be some expletives because she's a really bad influence. And so we'll do the best we can. So just cover the ears. We'll do our best. Now, Nat, can I call you Nat?
Yeah,
Nat,
definitely.
Nat. I fell in love with you not for your role as Nymphandora, not for your role as Osha. I fell in love with you for a video that's on YouTube where you were drinking whiskey and you're playing the accordion.
Yes! Thank you, Red.
And so I thought maybe you would freestyle with me a little bit. You get to choose between accordion or harmonica. You gonna take the harmonica?
Because this is like such a Fisher-Price thing. Like, this is missing everything.
You know what?
It's just not gonna happen.
She's an accordion snob. Do you hear that? All right, bust it.
Wait a second. Love, love me too. That was the first thing I ever learned when I was like 7. I was
Do
like,
you love her or what? You are in a band called, it's called Molotov Jukebox.
Yes.
And great name, by the way.
Thank you. My boyfriend came up with it drunk, and it stuck. There have been times I'm like, is that really a good name? Are people going to remember that? But it's worked over the years, I think.
Do you tour?
Yeah, last year, we've done all the festival season, all the festivals in England.
Okay.
So many. And we've gone to Brazil, we toured Brazil. If you haven't been to Brazil, all of you need to go. This country is full of food and music and life. It's amazing. So we did a tour of Brazil for a month.
And thongs.
Yeah, loads of thongs. I tried to buy a swimming costume there. It's like, wow. Wow, and the tiny little like Doritos as well. It's very, very daunting buying a swimming costume there. And then we did a tour. We've done lots of Europe as well, lots of festivals. And next March, hopefully, we're gonna have an album out. That's the mission. So look out.
Will you come back to Seattle and play one of our glorious
Yes,
venues?
this is where like apparently Ray Charles started, getting big as well. I mean, this place has had its moments.
Also, Bing Crosby is from Tacoma. Did you guys know that? It's crazy. Come on. Does it get difficult if you're playing and touring? Are you also like, hey, I can't audition because I got a gig?
Yeah, it's getting to the point now where the music's getting so much bigger that it is starting to encroach. Mm-hmm. So and also they have different time scales. So like music books way in advance, whereas when you audition, sometimes it's only for just a month. Mm-hmm. So there have been a few tense moments, but I've got such an amazing manager. We call him Austrian Oak or Papa Flats. He's amazing. His name's Sirius, like the Harry Potter. Yeah,
oh
amazing. And, so between him and my agent, they're amazing.
They make it happen.
Yeah.
Do you, speaking of auditions, I understand you want to share the story of how you auditioned for Nymphandora, how you got the role?
Well, I didn't really know anything about Harry Potter the first time I went in, at all. I'd seen posters of it, and I had friends that loved the movies, but I didn't know what Voldemort was. I thought it could have been a place or a meal. I had no idea. And I went in, and I was in a hurry because I had to go and do a play, and I had to get there for the half, which is just half an hour before it starts. You have to be there. So I was rushing. I tripped in, fell over the chair, and I was like, I heard this girl, her hair changes color. I've always changed my hair color, and I started talking about that, and I think, the director saw something, but it was one of the worst auditions I've ever done. And I rang my agent afterwards. I was like, it was terrible. She was like, oh, honey, you always say that. And then she rang me half an hour later and was like, it was terrible. But for some reason, he wants to see you again. So I lucked out so massively.
Was there any wine involved? Because legend has it that there was a little glass of wine. Maybe one or two beforehand?
No, I'd cycled all the way from a station like Charing Cross, so I was just like in that state. I was like rushing in, and that was the cause of me tripping over a chair.
Because I was going to ask you about OSHA. So no booze before OSHA, no clumsiness.
No, never, no. OSHA was, I thought of OSHA as like a kind of animal, very still, and then something quite violent. So that was a completely different audition.
Thank you for correcting me too. I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Is it? What did you say?
I said OSHA.
OSHA.
OSHA. Am I saying what's
It's
right?
American accent. It doesn't matter. OSHA, ASHA.
Okay, good. Well, I have some street cred. So Trail and Tonks, which was a little vignette that you did, and I guess obviously wizards take their job very seriously, but the training that you have to do with a magic wand, I mean, it's like over and over again. It's like, no, you do it wrong. You do it this way. Was there ever any point where you're like, wizardry is seriously hardcore? I had no idea.
Of course it is. I mean, it's an art. It takes years at Hogwarts to get good at this. I did that, I've got my diploma and everything at home.
Did you, when you were done filming, did you want it to end? Or were you like, I'm sick of the hair, and like, not necessarily negative on it, but were you just like, okay, it's done its time? Or was it one of those things where you're like, I just never want to leave Hogwarts? Because I feel like...
Yeah, because I wasn't in that world. I wasn't in the Hogwarts world as much as the kids. Like, for them, they grew up in it. I came in kind of much later. So for me, it was just like, oh, it's good. It's come to its end. And I kind of wanted to see how it would end because I'd read the books. So I wanted to see the death and the destruction and the battle.
I love how she said how she doesn't get as serious with like kids, and I'm just like, I don't want it to end. I don't ever want it to end. Okay, it's all right. If you had to play a different role in Harry Potter, which one would you have wanted it to be?
I got Dobby, maybe. Why not? I usually say Bellatrix, but Dobby, why not?
I was gonna say Dumbledore. I think you could rock it.
Yeah, I could.
I do.
A few more years and a bit more beard. I could, yeah.
Now, are you a reader? Because these
Yes.
are... Oh, you are? These are hardcore books. It's not like a one-off. You're in it to win it. You know what I mean? I mean, I won't touch a Game of Thrones book because I'm just... Maybe someday,
they're amazing. They're so
Oh, no,
good.
trust me, I want to read.
They're so good.
Look at, now you're ruining it again. I'm like, no, I want to read the books. It's 1,000 pages.
Yeah.
In one of them.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's brilliant. I fall asleep when I read. That's why I watch the show. You know what I mean? Come on.
I can't. I locked in. I was on tour with my band in Brazil the first time, and I only took my accordion and two dresses, and a bikini, and all 5 books. Or 4 books. Yeah, it was 5 then, because now... And I was in paradise, and I was just like, I'm not listening. I'm not looking at the sunset. I'm just reading about incest and death. I found it, I can't stop. I won't even talk to my boyfriend when I'm into a good book, that's it.
Yeah. How long did it take you?
A month?
Really? God, you're good.
I just
reader.
love it. No, but sometimes I speed read so much I just miss out bits that I'm not interested in. Oh yeah, I know this pen, blah, 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 blah. And I just go to the next page.
But the incest is good. I've never watched a show where I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see the next incest scene. But they, when they're attractive, it helps.
Yeah, definitely. It's fine. Suddenly it's okay.
Have you had any like Asha tattoos? Have you seen any tattoos of yourself on anyone? Does anyone have one? Or Nymphandora? We don't have a Nymphandora tattoo in here either. All right. Well, now you know what your next stink is going to be. So Martin said that he changed the role because of you. Is that right?
Apparently. I've hugged him. He's very nice.
Is that right? I mean, did I heard that in Game of Thrones that initially the character is like she's in her 50s and weathered? Is that right?
She's not that old. She's just kind of, I think probably skinnier than me and more mankier. Like really properly rough and just like.
Yeah.
So I think he went for that, and then also I'm not really in them that much at all, the books, and I think for some reason kind of help me out. So
But that's
pretty good.
crazy for a writer to say that I mean, normally, people are always really divided about a show or the book or, oh, the book is better and all that stuff. So for a writer to say that about you, and that's a huge compliment.
Yeah. That's why I hugged him so much. When I met him, I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Did J.K. Rowling ever say anything?
I only met her once. When did I meet? I only met her once after one of the premieres. And I just went up to her and I said, she was wearing this amazing blue dress. And I was like, you're wearing, yes to the dress. And thank you for writing me in. So that was it. It was just one night.
Okay. Next question. Who do you think is harder to please? Is your Harry Potter fans, or not necessarily? You know what I mean? Like, who do you feel, or your Harry Potter fans or your Game of Thrones fans?
I don't know. I've never thought about it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I would assume that probably you do get naked in Game of Thrones. So if anybody
Maybe.
complains, it's like, don't complain when you got,
Yeah.
come on. You even got a nice-sized bush, because I would think somebody back in that day,
Yeah.
it would be a little bit more
That's what
like
I
a
said.
hair grenade.
That's what I said. I said that. I wanted it to come down everywhere. Like, this woman has lived in a forest.
Yeah.
She can skin animals. Do you know what I mean? She doesn't know what a razor is.
It's like,
She talks to trees. Do you know?
like a dire wolf down there.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Oh, the whole Stark family right there.
Check out a website called merkinworld.com.
Definitely. That's exactly.
You're welcome. And also, what is it like? Because when I watch Game of Thrones, I'm like, it's freezing. I just feel like I want you to take a shower, and I want to warm you up a little bit. Is it freezing? Is it?
Yeah, because Belfast is, it's north. Mm-hmm. It's an island, and it's north, and it gets all the wind. So whatever temperature it is, let's say in London, it's like -10 of that there. And we're filming always outside usually, and usually around October period. There's a lot of rain, and there's cover, and it can get really cold. But that kind of bonds you. Like, at the end of the day, you're like, wow, we just did that.
Yeah.
Together. And then, I go for a big sauna or a steam room, and then I have a whiskey, and then it's like, okay.
Is she not the
I'm back in
perfect
the
woman?
room.
Do you not love her? She's so great. You're so great.
Thank you all for listening, by the way.
The good thing is at least you don't have to carry Bran.
Yeah, I was scared of that. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna get too big, what's gonna happen? So, they've got inventive.
Yeah, that guy's got like a little baby Bjorn back there.
Yeah, done.
It works, it totally does. The parents laughed, I know that. And final question, how hot is Dinklage, and how bad do you want a sex scene with him?
Who?
Peter Dinklage.
Who?
Isn't it, am I not saying it right? Tyrion Lannister.
Oh, Tyrion.
What the hell?
Yeah,
Like,
why
isn't
not,
he
man?
on the show with you?
I'd go for a threesome with him. Yeah.
Yeah. I swear that first scene where the girl lifted him up on the bed, and I was kind of like, why you gotta do that? And then by the end of the second season, I was like, I love you.
Yeah, he's such a good character, isn't he?
The best. The best.
He's got the best lines. I'm just like, yes, yes, yes.
And what you guys may not realize is that she really does everything. I mean, you sing, you can play a freaking accordion, you've played all of these roles, and you also, you do behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah, that's always quite fun, I think. Because you spend a lot of time when you do films waiting, and during that time, that's a lot of time to freak out about what you're about to do. So, actually chatting to someone, or I get into cross-stitching. Cross-stitching's very fun.
Gosh.
That stops you from smoking a lot of cigarettes and drinking too much coffee and then nerving you up for when you've got a scene. So yeah, I like doing stuff like that because it fills up the time, and you've got something to do. It's cathartic.
Is that what you want to do? Where do you see yourself down the road?
What? Doing what? Doing acting?
Yeah, well, or like, what do you want to do? Do you want to be in front of the camera, behind the camera? Do you want to be playing the accordion?
I want to be making music and telling stories till I die, pretty much. And obviously with that traveling and hopefully being a better person. I'm quite impatient. That's something I want to change before I die.
What's your best story? Like, what's your go-to story?
What does that mean?
Like over a cocktail, if you've got one story.
It depends what kind of. I mean, you know, I don't know how old the people are in this room, so it depends.
I think you already ruined it, though, because
There's a lot of, I don't know, what, it just has to come out of me. I need the cocktails for it to come out of me.
Right.
You know, if anyone's got a cocktail, maker anyway. Gin? Anyone?
Anyone? Okay. You guys want to ask some questions? I bet you've got some better ones than I had. So why don't you line up, and we'll get you going. And I can't see you. I can't actually see anything, so I don't...
You can if you do this. Look.
A little bit? Hello.
This helps.
Oh, you can. You really can. Come on up. Don't be shy.
Hi, I'm a huge fan of yours, and I love Harry Potter so much. And I was just wondering, when you were reading the 7th book, what was your reaction to your death?
I was hoping for more of a death scene, like blood and guts everywhere. But yeah, I think it's good. Lots of people need to die in a battle to make it, you know, intense and emotional.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tina, and I just wanted to let you know that you were exactly how I pictured Nymphandora.
Well, thank you.
And you're wonderful.
Oh.
Aww.
Oh, mate, cheers.
Come on up.
Hi, my name's Loren. I'm like a really big fan. I'm like, love Harry Potter. So my question is for you. Is there a particular memory you have, like with the cast or anything that just stays in your mind? Gives you all that like warm, bubbly feeling inside?
I remember David Thewlis, who's just one of the coolest men ever. The guy that plays, you know, my husband, Lupin. We were doing the wedding scene, you know, in the, is it part 1? You know, there's a wedding scene, Fleur and what's his face getting married. And you know, it was a very long scene. It took a long time because there's a lot of dancing, there's a lot of choreography. And he was telling me some really funny story about some old job he'd done, right? I was crying with laughter. And, you know, it was suddenly that they were doing the take where, like, Shacklebot comes and they're like, the ministry has fallen. You know, and we all had to look at it, right? And, like, you know, that's terrible. And I was just like, I was like, I hope if they do catch me, it looks like tears rather than just that. I think that was one of my funniest moments for me.
Thank you.
A bit unprofessional, but.
Hello, I'm Osha. I met you yesterday, and
Oh, yeah,
you're
I
quite
remember.
lovely. Yeah. Well, first, on behalf of my sister, who would kill me if I didn't ask this question, how was it working with Helena Bonham Carter? Is she as crazy and awesome as she seems?
I didn't really, unfortunately, I didn't really get to. I mean, I saw her briefly in makeup. She was always perfectly lovely, but I never got to actually do any, because you know that big scene we've got when I'm meant to hit her and we fight?
Oh,
they
yeah.
did that separately. That's the thing with these films. You think that you get to know everyone, but really,
Or they may have been avoiding you.
yeah, that's it. She doesn't like me.
Well,
You know.
okay, well, that's a bit unfortunate, but still. What do you prefer working in? Acting or music, or is it the same?
Both, absolutely both. You can't really pick that.
I would think so. All right, well, it's nice meeting you, and you're
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you, Osha.
Hey, here's a question for you. Who would you want to, what's a band you really love that you'd want to collaborate with?
Ooh, that's
Sorry if I just took some
a massive question. I love Cat Empire. I'd like to work with them. Cat Empire, they're really cool.
Cat Power.
No, Cat Empire.
Oh, God, Cat Empire. Well, this is the land of kitty cats.
And, and I mean, you know, kind of go dubsteppy and work more with Skrillex. That would be cool.
Oh, my God!
Just get him to remix everything.
Womp,
He's
womp.
done one remix of our tunes.
Really?
So I just want more filth in some of our songs, like music that makes you have a bass face all the time.
I think that could be the album title. It's just Womp Womp Filth.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Go ahead, Sweets.
Okay, so do you choose kick-ass female roles, or do kick-ass female roles choose you?
I think I luck out.
How good is he?
You're kick-ass. I just luck out. It's just, you know, I mean, obviously you get the audition and you're like, I really hope I get this. And then sometimes, you know, you just get them and you feel so lucky. I think the two, like Osher especially and Tonks, I think what helped is that I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I went in and I didn't know the books and I didn't know anything about either of them when I started, so I wasn't nervous. If I'd known what I was going in for, I think that's when you suddenly stress out and that's when you don't get the role. So I think the fact that I was ignorant at that particular point helped.
Yeah.
What role didn't you get?
Loads. I mean, loads. Yeah, man, you get used to it. It's just like, oh, no. You've got to get used to that as part of it.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, sweetheart.
Thank you.
By the way, she seems like a kick-ass female,
Yeah, she does.
doesn't she?
Really does.
Yeah. She's
Winner, massive winner.
I like it.
Hi, my name's Trina.
Hey.
Born here in Washington State. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Huge Harry Potter fan. You can ask my little child. But this is a question not about Harry Potter. I was watching Shameless last night, and I noticed on season 10, episode 3, you made a cameo as a Parasita.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, do you like the British version of Shameless better than the American version, or
I haven't seen the American one. I haven't seen it, unfortunately. I mean, I love the British one, obviously. So I don't know, but I can see how it could translate very well. Do you think it's good? What do you prefer?
I actually prefer the British one, but a lot of my friends are like, I don't understand what they're saying. I was
Yeah,
like,
because
well,
it's quite
listen.
northern and it's a thick accent. So if you're
Yeah,
not
but that's also like I was watching an Australian movie the other night, and they had subtitles, and I was like, come on, guys, we can figure
We
that
can do
out.
this.
I believe in us. Come on, America. We can. Just please.
And then, what is it like working with the cast of Shameless?
They're amazing. Like, they're so funny. There's a woman called Karen in it. I can't remember her character name. She's one of my favorites. She's so funny. They're really warm and welcoming. But the studio where they, all of it that you see, a lot of the women in that wear very little clothes, a lot of the time. And the studios where they film it in Manchester are freezing, like freezing. And when I was doing it, you have to suck ice cubes when you're wearing like a skimpy outfit, so the breath isn't shown on the camera, and it's like, wow. So that was, I felt, for me it was okay, it was, but they've been doing it for what, like 10, 12 years? I'm like,
Last season this year.
yeah, they need a heater. Someone give them a heater. Please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hello.
My name is Katie, and I am a huge fan of Harry Potter. I thought you did a great job, but my question's not about that either.
Oh, I thought she was going to say, but like, I'm a huge fan of Harry Potter.
But you were not good. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to ask you about a role actually from like 10 years ago with About a Boy. You're in that, and I kind of wanted to know how was that, right? How was that experience? And also, did you keep in touch with Nicholas Holtz? Because he's like randomly in everything now. So.
Well, yeah, but at the time he was a kid, and then I went off and did my own thing, and then I didn't hear from him until suddenly I saw. Well, I haven't heard from him, but I saw him in Skin, so that was the first time I'd seen him. That was ages ago. That was my first role.
Isn't that Hugh Grant in that?
Yeah.
Did you have one of his babies too?
One of his babies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
It's
got
like every
10 at
couple
home.
of years. It's like Hugh Grant had another baby.
Why not?
Why not?
Breed yourself into the world, just everywhere. I remember I was doing my GCSE, which an exam, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I just got this role, and I was like, okay, I have to stand here and say some lines. I really didn't know, I'd only done theatre, so it was a completely different
Did you have like
thing.
any idea going into it that you were going to continue doing like film and like?
No,
become kind of a
no,
big deal?
I really didn't.
Yeah.
All my mates were like, nah, you're going to do it. And I was like, look how many people get parts, even big parts, and then you never ever see them again. Do you know what I mean? You can't, it's a business where you can never be sure of security. It's terrifying, but it's also very exhilarating.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my
Hello.
name is Andrea. I am
Hello,
from
Andrea.
Ecuador.
Yeah, hello again.
I wanted to ask you two questions. First, who's your favorite person to work with in the Harry Potter movies? And then, would you like to be a companion in Doctor Who?
I'm so sorry. I know nothing about Doctor Who. I know you probably all think that's morally wrong, but I don't. I've never watched it. I don't really understand it. I know there's a phone box. That's it. And I know, and I've worked with Matt Smith in a film, and he's a lovely dude, so I know that. What was the first one?
Who's your favorite person to work with in the Harry Potter movies?
Well, I'd have to say my husband, because I hung out with him the most, so I got to know him the most. Brendan Gleeson as well. He's hilarious. Mad Eye Moody. He's fantastic.
And how is to work with Gary Oldman?
Obviously when you watch him, you're like, wow, wow. Look at this amazing genius doing, but he's really sweet.
Did you ever ask him to do the scene from True Romance? Because that's my favorite role of his. When he's just sitting there, I forgot his name. Somebody say it. It's like Jules, isn't it, or something like? Herschel. Oh, sorry. Okay, he's sitting there and he's just taking the lamp, and it's just the most brilliant scene. That's the one I would have him do. I know he's been in everything. I'd be like, can you just do
he
that?
has done everything, hasn't he? Every accent, he's just amazing. He's.
Go ahead. What's your question?
Hi.
Sorry.
I was wondering, you already answered this question, but you said you weren't intimidated by the franchise itself, but have you ever been kind of intimidated by like the actors of Harry Potter, like coming on to a movie where, there are so many great actors? Yeah.
Weirdly, no. Like, I just want to watch them. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I get to see people that are really good at what they do doing it. I get more scared that I'm going to fuck up. That's my biggest fear. That's what keeps me awake at night. I just hope I can do the best job. That's really it. That's, I think.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Okay. What is your favorite moment playing Nymphandora?
Being on a broomstick. I really like that because, you're really high up and you're on a broom and they move it with this contraption and they've got like two big, strong, sexy men blowing wind at you. So it's great.
Thank you.
I like that bit.
I was wondering what your favorite movie is and why.
Why have you asked me this? Oh my God, this is the moment where I just blank. Especially as it's been winter and I live in a boat. And what I've been doing is I've just been given a hard drive, which I didn't know what it was. My boyfriend gave me a hard drive and I was like, thanks. It's a metal box. I didn't understand what. So I've just been sitting in my boat watching film after film when it's been cold and I don't want to leave. So that's a really hard question.
You're living on a boat?
Yeah.
Did anybody want that?
I'm a captain.
Nice. That is so awesome. Can I play Isaac? Can I be your bartender on the boat?
Done, please. I need a bartender. I've just got a stupid cat, so I need some help. Not a good first mate. I don't know. I'm only saying this because it was my favorite film for years, but I was really obsessed with Fight Club when I was younger. Like when I was like 18, that was like my thing. I've seen it so many times, and I love Chuck Palahniuk's writing. I've read all of his books. He's so good. But I don't know what it is now. If I suddenly think of it, I'll shout it.
Hey, here's a question for you. Is there a director that you want to work with?
Yes.
Say Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, obviously. Oh, that's a standard. Oh, Django. Django's amazing. Django's amazing.
Amazing.
That actually was one of my... I just had it. What did I go and see? Oh, it's gone. Yeah, but Django, Django Unchained. That's pretty much a very recent favorite.
Good answer. Thank you very much.
Yay.
Yes, we got
I thought I ruined it for you, and I was like, damn it.
No, Quentin is good. Obviously, I'd love to work with Almodóvar or Julio Medem, like some Spanish directors, because I'm Spanish and but I've never done anything in Spanish, so maybe I can't act in Spanish.
Sure you can.
But you know what I mean? You just don't know. So I want to see if I can do that.
Just put some subtitles up there.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
Yeah. Good acting happens now.
Who's next?
What's your favorite single malt?
My favorite what? Single malt?
Single malt scotch. What's your favorite?
I like Oban.
Open?
Oban.
O-P-A-N?
O-B-A-N.
O-B-A-N.
It's like this sexy...
Oban.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay.
That's how they say it here.
Yeah, what year?
I have no idea. The oldest possible thing that's still in existence.
Nice.
I like very peaty, and I don't have any ice because that's actually wrong. You shouldn't have any ice in really good whiskey.
Never.
And you should have a tiny bit of water to open up the flavour, like the Scots would say, a wee dram. That was a terrible Scottish accent. And yeah, I love that.
If you really like Petey, I suggest Lefroy.
Yeah, I love that one as well. I love Lefroy. A good old Lefroy as well. Yeah.
And I didn't bring my flask, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be. But you bought those boots. You bought those boots, so you win. That's it.
I just love how you were intimidated by her question. Like, please, don't kick my ass if I answer this wrong. You're like, what? What's the biggest drinking faux pas you've ever done?
What's faux pas?
Faux pas means like, I had a sip of scotch, but I thought it was a shot, and so I shot it. I mean, it was a glass, and so I thought it was a shot that I was supposed to drink. It was actually 100-year-old sipping scotch.
Oh, I see.
And that tastes like burning. Real bad. Real bad.
Well, I can do this trick where you put you put sambuca in your mouth and you mouthwash it and then you light it.
Oh, you do that!
but sometimes it goes wrong and some of it comes down and it can burn bits of you. That's science. That's our science lesson for today. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Go ahead.
Hi. I just want to say thank you for being here.
Thank you, all
You're
of you.
amazing, and you play an awesome, hardcore female, and a lot of people run away from those roles, and you really own them, and I just want to say thank you for doing that.
Thank you for coming.
And you said you're a fan of literature. I love books. Is there a book that you have that you've read that you would like to see made into a movie? And like, do you have like this idealistic role that you would love to play?
Well, I'm also very obsessed with comics.
Nice.
And I really, thing is, I could never play this role because I'm not Japanese. But there's, The Boys is one of my favorites at the moment. And there's the role of the female, but she doesn't say anything. She just kills people violently. No one can touch her. But then I also love Preacher, and I'd love to play Tulip, but that would never happen. So I'd probably play, that evil Nazi woman in like the 6th volume who goes mental, something like that.
Oh yeah. You'd make an amazing Death in the Sandman series too.
Say it again?
Death in the Sandman series. I bet you'd be an amazing Death.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
That would be so good.
I know. In fact, do you guys know Neil Gaiman? I love Neil Gaiman.
Yeah,
He's fantastic, and I love his books. And actually, me and my bloke got together over Neverwhere. I sent him the comic, and he sent me the book, and then he returned it and never left my bed. So Neil Gaiman is very big in my heart, and I'd love to play Dor in Neverwhere. I think I'm a bit too old now, but that would, and Harley Quinn. I'd love to play Harley Quinn in any new Batman movie, please.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Sweets.
Hi, I'm such a big fan of you and of Harry Potter, and
I'm a fan of your outfit, yes.
thank you. I just wanted to ask, what Hogwarts house would you consider yourself part of?
It deviates depending on what time of the month it is. At the moment, I'm veering. What am I veering towards? Slytherin. It's edging towards Slytherin. In a few days' time, it'll definitely be Slytherin. Without a doubt.
Okay, well, I'm a Hufflepuff, and
I'll be Hufflepuff in 2 weeks. I'll see you there.
okay, thank you.
Hi, my name's Alex, and I was just wondering how you felt about like Hufflepuff discrimination. How some people are like Hufflepuffs don't do anything.
Yeah, I know, and everyone's good at something. Do you know what I mean? Like, but obviously in the books they had to focus on these 2 things, and that was. But I think Hufflepuff should have had more. Definitely.
Yeah. 'Cause Hufflepuff.
Write the next book. Write another just Hufflepuff. Call it
Yeah.
The Untold Story.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kirk.
He looks like he's about to go on a walk.
Did I what?
You look like you're about to go walking with your backpack, doesn't he? Yeah. Hello.
Oh, I'm going hiking. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was curious. What is it that inspired you to go into acting? And if you could work with any actor that you haven't already worked with, who would it be?
Right. Okay. Why act? Acting just kind of happened because I always wanted to do music and do artistic stuff. So I was very lucky and privileged, and I went to a very amazing boarding school called Bedales. And there they allowed, the kids to do any sort of artistic thing they wanted. And I loved theatre. And even when I got the role of About a Boy, I was like, I'm not really going to do this. People can't really live off this, can they? And I actually wanted to be a psychologist. And I got a scholarship to go to Australia, but I fell in love, and then I got my first proper theatre job. So it's kind of like life just kept pushing me that way, and then I accepted it, and now I'm like, yes. Who would I want to, I don't know, there's just so many people that, let me think. Obviously on the spot now, I can't think of anyone.
Yeah, someone that hasn't already been in like Harry Potter or Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I'd love to work with Kate Blanchett, man. Just looking at her, she looks amazing. I'd love to see how she deals with everything. Who else? Let me think of a man. I'll get to you. I'm sorry. It's just when you've got these moments, you're like, blank. Nothing is there.
Were you a good student?
No.
No, I didn't think so. Did you know that? Did you know she was going to say that?
No, I was actually quite good. It's just.
Were you?
Yeah, I got all A's, everything.
Shut up.
Always. But I used to smoke and drink, so it was like. But they try, they'd try and expel me, and then I'd do well in exams. So it was like, See?
Next.
Hi, my name's Zach. My question is, do you have any advice for anybody who's trying to get into the industry in any aspect? To get into the acting or directing industry?
Sleep your way to the top?
Yeah. No. I would say don't be obsessed with just one thing. I mean, like I said, I've been really lucky, but I think people can smell desperation. Like you can smell it. You can smell a man wants to shag you just because he's horny rather than because he fancies you.
Yeah.
The same, that's, you're like, no, go away. You're just like, it's the same thing in casting auditions. It's like, sometimes if you really want it, whereas if you've got other stuff on, it's good to be obsessed with lots of different things rather than just be like, I only want to do this. I don't know. I think that's not always a healthy approach, but that's, I don't really know much about everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love how that just contradicted. You're like, be confident and everything, and then you're like, but what do I know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just blagging it like everyone else.
Go ahead.
Hi. I'm recording this for my girlfriend who couldn't be here. She's like your biggest fan. She wants to know if you...
Hello, girlfriend. You're really small and pink.
If you could be any superhero in a superhero movie, what would it be? Because since you're so into comics.
Oh, a superhero. What superhero would I be?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said it. Harlequin, definitely. Yeah.
Harlequin.
She's, mentally ill. She's in love with the Joker, and she was a psychiatrist. So definitely that one. Bye, girlfriend.
Hi, I'm a really big Harry Potter fan, but that's not what my question's about. So it's kind of like a two-part question. First part is, are you ever worried that your role in Harry Potter is what's going to be you're identified with that role for the rest of your career?
I don't think so. It's quite a small part, so I mean, I don't know. I think if I was a much bigger role, then you worry about it, or if I'd grown up in it, like the kids, maybe. But they all seem to be smashing it. They're doing pretty well. So I think hopefully I'll be okay, fingers crossed.
Do you ever worry that you're going to have to play a part where you have to brush your hair?
Yeah. In fact, they had to brush my hair for my recent role, and that was horrific. I don't like hair brushing at all.
You can't tell. I couldn't tell.
My other question was, if you had to pick a super villain, who would you be?
My own one that I've invented in my mind, called Wasp Woman. Because, Batman hates bats. He's scared of them. I'm terrified of wasps. They're horrendous creatures. If wasps were enlarged, they would be terrifying. Most of them are parasitic. That's how they breed. I mean, they're just... They're like the bullies of the animal kingdom. So I'd be Wasp Woman, and I would have a massive vagina bolt, and that would that would sting people, and I'd sing, with my wings, and thousands of wasps would take over. Yeah.
I like it.
I like
That's good. You know what? How many people are going to dream about that tonight? That's going to be good. It's in there.
Can't take it back now.
Hi, I'm Natalie, and I've forced my best friend Sierra to come up here with me because I got nervous. But I was just wondering, how awesome are you, like, in your perspective?
In my perspective,
Yeah.
I'm such a twat. You don't know me personally. I promise you, if you go onto Molotov Jukebox, I'll ask my band what I'm really like, because they really know me, and then you'll really understand. I can be horrific. Like I said, it's slithering sometimes, half a puff other times.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I have an odd question. What's your favorite sea animal?
What's my what?
What's your favorite sea animal?
Sea and otter. Is that?
Don't know. Don't you say otters. Don't you say otters.
Otters are amazing.
They rape baby seals.
Wicked.
Google it. Google it. It is awful. I don't ever want
and
to see an
dolphins.
otter.
5 people a year get raped by dolphins.
What?
Yeah, that's actually true.
I'll take a dolphin over an otter.
Otters are amazing. And
this is taken a turn.
It's so cute.
Thank you.
It's real. Otter rape is real.
And
Google it.
And I've talked about this with my band. Do you think there's like a support group? Like I can't remember who said. I think it was Tom, my bassist. Like a dolphin rape support group.
Well, I know there's one
But every year, just a few more. There's probably only 20 at the moment alive.
I know there's probably one
that
for
time?
baby seals. I know that.
I can't look at a wave the same way again.
Who's next?
Oh.
Hello. I have to bend over very far to get to this microphone here. But it's kind of hard to follow anything after a dolphin rape support group. Really the only reason I came up here is I didn't know I'd have to bend over so far, but I wanted to leave here just knowing that you looked directly at me.
I'm looking at you, baby.
You're looking at me.
I'm looking at your face.
So my question is...
And you bent over like that.
My question is, will you remember me?
Maybe. What's your name?
My name's Tyler.
Haley?
Tyler.
That bodes well. Tyler. I'll remember you better if you buy me a drink. And some cheese.
What kind of cheese?
Stinky, gooey French stuff.
I'll make sure it's really Gouda.
Oh, just coming off. Thank you. Taylor. He's going to test me later, isn't he?
Make sure you get the wine first.
Yeah.
I'll take that for her, and then I'll... Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sammy. I wanted to ask, when did you start getting into music, and is there anybody specific or a specific band that inspired you to start learning?
Start what? Sorry.
Start learning music.
Start music. Well, I started. I just remember singing all my life. Like, the thing I played first, like the Beatles. That was my first love. When I was like 5, when I was 4, I begged my mum for a year to play the piano. She didn't know where it came from. Like a year. I was relentless at 4. Like, I want to play piano. And finally at 5, she allowed me to, because she saw that I really was going to go down this route. And then I loved Chuck Berry. I loved 50s music. I grew up on. I didn't realize what the real world music was doing, like modern music, till I was like 11. Till I started hitting puberty, and that's when I started. So
and then who did you listen? It must have been Spice Girls. It had to be.
Oh, I listened to a bit of Spice Girls, and who is it? Come back, baby, come. There's so many amazing early 90s tunes. Love that stuff. But really, I mean, there's Nina Simone, man. For me, that just she changed my world when I first heard her when I was 13. Aretha Franklin, all that. Otis Redding. He died when he was 26. I'm like. I'm late. I need to be writing better songs, like now. It's terrifying.
All right, thank you.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm a really big fan of the Harry Potter series, and I really like Tonks. So in the movie, there's supposed to be a little cutscene where they show your son, but they never did.
They didn't.
So I was wondering what your feelings were about that.
Well, I met the guy that was going to play him in the and in the premiere. And they invited him along because, you know, when they do these films, like there's loads of bits I filmed that weren't in it, you know, loads of that, and they book you for a period, and then they just have to edit because it's just so much. So I got to meet my son. It was sad because I really wanted to see a kind of multicolored wolf. Yeah, at a train station, like that's really normal. That would have been cool.
girl.
I know. I missed it as well, but you know.
All right, thank you.
Was there a role that you got cut out of that you're bummed? Did you did you ever tell everybody like, yeah, I'm in this movie, it's gonna be so awesome, and then you get cut out?
Oh, I've never been in one, but you know, I was a bit sad. I was like, oh, but what about that bit? Oh, it's not in it. Oh. You know, you get a bit sad because bits have been cut out, but then you're like, actually, it does make a better movie because, you know, if stuff's too long, you know, halfway through a movie, someone's going to need the toilet or there's going to need a cigarette break. You know, you've got to get the basics, you know?
Yeah. I just think you're cute that you're like, go ahead, cut me out. Just make the movie better. Just go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hi. Big fan of Shakespeare. And I was wondering, what was it like working with Royal Shakespeare as Desdemona? And would you do that sort of role again?
Yeah, I've done. I love Shakespeare. Desdemona, I think that was the hardest role I've ever done in my entire life. I've done a lot of theatre, but that was particularly hard for various reasons. But Desdemona I found really hard because she is a woman I couldn't really identify with. I loved Amelia. Like, Amelia's got this speech that at 16 I memorized, which is amazing that, you know, this white guy 500 years ago wrote, you know, about how horrific men are and how, you know, the inequality and why men can get away with shit and women can't. And I knew this, you know, then I was like just shouting it at boys when I was 16. So I really would have liked that role. But then I got, you know, I liked that I was made to do this Desdemona. And I didn't get very good reviews, and I didn't think I did her justice. In fact, the understudy, they had a day when they did the understudy doing it, and she was so much better than me. I was like, why didn't she get it? But I did understand it more when one of my best friends, she got dumped, and she was like, I will do anything. I will do anything to get back with him. And my problem with Desdemona is that this guy hits her for no reason. And she's just so sweet and giving, and I didn't get it. And it's when I saw my mate in this moment of like, I will do anything. I will humiliate myself. I suddenly, it clicked. And I realized she's not weak. She's just full of love.
Thank you.
Wow, sorry I ranted at you.
Hi, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, if you can't
tell.
No.
So I really loved your character Tonks in the films and in the books. But one thing was that I was kind of disappointed that they decided to kill you off, because I felt that in the books you were a strong character, and I felt like you would have actually like really shown like really cool scenes, I think, in the final film and the final battle. And I think as a character in the books, I think you're really strong, and I thought that you would have survived and that you would have raised your kid. I would have loved to see that scene at the end and the epilogue.
Just me still there.
Yeah.
Well, then, if I'd have lived, they would have had to kill off more other people. You know, Hermione would have had to die.
Yeah, but they would have killed one
You
of
know
my
what I mean?
favorites.
So.
Well, they would have killed Fred, and that was my favorite. I had a crush on him, so I was sad that he died. So I couldn't imagine who else they would kill. But I thought that you had a strong character and you represented the House of Hufflepuff really well. And so I wish you would survive, but I understand that you had to die.
Maybe it makes you appreciate her more because, you know,
yes,
sometimes
I think so.
when
Yes, definitely.
things come to an end, then you appreciate it more. Like this, like our talk. It's over. They just gave me the, yeah.
Definitely.
What's the time?
Should we just keep going?
No, but she's been waiting, man.
Okay,
I'll
go
be
ahead.
really quick.
Let's,
Shall I answer questions really quick?
Can I ask you one quick question?
Oh.
You,
No, gotta
give it to her.
No,
gotta give it to her.
Harry,
I just noticed you were
love
in
you.
the poppy seed.
What is it?
You were in the poppy seed. Do you donate a lot to charity?
I have no idea what this is. Someone gave it to me today, but I will. I'm going to buy a goat or something.
All right.
Apparently.
Thank you for your time.
That's for otters, is what that pin is for. Go ahead, last question.
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I met you earlier. I'm a musical theater major, and so I know you've done both theater and film.
Yes.
And I was wondering which you prefer and like which one you do prefer and what draws you to that one.
Theatre, in many ways, because it's instant and you forget about yourself. So you're playing it, whereas I think in films there's a lot of waiting around, and then you have to be. It becomes more about, I don't know, the way you look. Do you know what I mean? Like in a role, I've done roles where I've got to be like a really weird kind of depressed character, and then when people meet me, they're like, oh my God, you're prettier and a bit taller than I thought. And then I've done other roles where I've got to be like really sexy, and then they meet me and they're like, oh, you were prettier a second ago. Whereas film is so visceral, so it's a different world, really.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Give it up for Natalia. Thank you.